And, oh, Mopel versus Otak. Okay, so this is going to be your first 1v1. Mopel versus Otak in the very first sub-match right here. Mopel back at it again, trying to take revenge after the B-Genius defeat that he had, which was really close margin. So far, Otak has the advantage, though, over the German by less than a tenth, around half a tenth right now, 600ths of a second, heading into CP number 7. Mopel taking the lead after that turn and trying to extend that gap, but Otak going for a bit of an inside line, manages to keep him honest a little bit. Onto the drift now, Otak with a bit of a compromised line through there, with a bit of an insider line through there. Ooh, here we go. Mopel taking a little bit of a gap, extending the gap to Otak by to a tenth and a half before we go through the final part, the final few checkpoints here on Unfold by Nevermind and Kisla. Mopel still holding the lead by less than a tenth, though. Otak coming back at him in the final part, trying to make it really level playing field, overtaking potentially before the final corner, and onto the finish line. Mopel will retain the lead and win with the 105.995, 100th in front of Otak. Good round overall. First blood to THE Blue, 1-0 to Mopel. Hello, Bobby. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. CPS is going well. This is my very first cast of CPS, so hope this goes well. Already had one internet dropout, thankfully, before this match started, so everything looking good. Oh, Mopel making the first mistake, and that's going to give Otak the chance to actually run away with the round and try to put it on an equalizer already. Remember, this is first to 7. The Monka steer already from Lou, going for Mopel after that small bonk on the very first few corners for the German. Unfortunately, he's down 9/10 of a second almost to Otak in P1. Otak, we saw him a little bit earlier, saw him throughout the year trying to get some big results going in some of the competitions that were organized in the new Trackmania, such as the Pittsburgh Knights All-Rounder Circuit and the Open Grand League, where he did manage to reach on a few occasions challenger status. But right now it's CPS that matters and Team Zeyro, with Otak continuously keeping his advantage over Mopel. Climbs back at 10th in the space of a few checkpoints, but that mistake from the early part of the run is going to cost him dearly, and it's going to allow Otak to equalize that 1v1, 1-1 between the two teams, as Otak closes with a 106.288, Mopel a 107.018. It's a draw so far between THE Blue and Zeyro White, as we're heading on to round number 3. So let's see here, first checkpoint, and Otak drawing a little bit of a lead. Checkpoint 2, let's see if Mopel has learned his lesson. No, he hasn't. He barely clips the wall, but that acceleration penalty is so devastating in this new game that unfortunately Mopel sees Otak take half a second of a gap already to him in first place right now. If we go back to the actual following cam, 1.1 second even between Otak and Mopel in the space of a few checkpoints after that acceleration penalty kicked in. Again, another chance for Team Zeyro to get a second round on the board here in this 1v1, with Otak currently cruising through this map, trying to save his position and go towards the finish line. Mopel trying to catch as much as he can, but he knows that the damage has already been done in the space of a few corners just after checkpoint 2, at the exact same place where he made this mistake one round earlier. And so Mopel is going to try to, Mopel unfortunately can only let this one slide again and try to recompose himself and regain his composure for the next round coming up after the finish. 106.138 for Otak, who gets 2-1 in this, makes this series 2-1 in this 1v1 against Mopel. We're getting into round 4 now. They were neck and neck heading into checkpoint 1. Otak pulling a little bit of a lead heading to checkpoint 2. Mopel again. This time it will be third time's the charm, and Mopel keeps a level playing field with Otak, and they're neck and neck in the first few checkpoints here, with Mopel trying to take the advantage from the Frenchman, but they're not going down without a fight. They're not giving themselves an inch right now, with Mopel taking a tenth of a gap to Otak, who barely clips the wall. He barely grazes the wall, even not even clipping it. But the acceleration penalty does the damage and allows Mopel to pull away to around a second over Otak after checkpoint number 10. 7/10 in fact, in favor of Mopel on checkpoint number 10. 7 checkpoints to go, and so far Mopel has had a taste of the acceleration penalty 2 times, and Otak has got the second taste of the acceleration penalty in the space of 1 round, as he clips a little bit too much and turned it too early in that corner. And so Otak 2.1 seconds down on Mopel. We'll see the German pull ahead and win with a 105.958. So far, it must be said that Mopel was the only man to pull do times that were underneath the 106s in this 1v1 at the very least, 4 rounds in. They were barely underneath the 106s, but they're still 105s regardless. So there might be a slight disadvantage for the German right now, but we'll have to see how this goes in the next rounds and how this 1v1 unfolds. Otak taking the lead after the first 3 checkpoints. Mopel within his gearbox right now, still looking pretty sharp after the first few rounds. He learned his lesson from rounds 2 and 3. Otak still leading though, so nothing is certain right here in this 1v1, with Otak currently trying to put one up on the German, and so far he manages to do that, giving himself a lead of half a tenth, heading into checkpoint number 10 just after this left-hand U-turn, keeping really close to the walls. Otak doing a really good job at that. Mopel not really able to have any answer to the pace of the Frenchman right now on this round. Will Otak turn in too early? Nope, there he will keep away from the wall nice and easy right here. Mopel with a bit of an inside line on this uphill corner. Otak still managing to pull away to around 25 hundredths of a second compared to Mopel, and he will win this round unless a clip happens on the final part. But no, 105.965. Otak has up its game and puts himself on 3-2 against Mopel. Really sorry, I forgot to update the scoreboard here. There we go, 3-2 for Team Zeyro versus Team THE on this 1v1 right here, as we're heading back to the helicam, with Mopel going for a bit of an aggressive line, barely managing to avoid the wall and avoid scraping the wall, and then acceleration penalty not kicking in. Mopel taking the lead temporarily at the very least in the first few checkpoints, compared to Otak going really wide at the exit of this uphill part. Mopel still in the lead though, so looking pretty good. Around half a tenth less now, 2 hundredths of a second between Mopel and Otak. Otak taking the lead at this 9th checkpoint right here, half a tenth in front of Mopel. Checkpoint number 10 coming up. Otak trying to pull away from the German, but the gap is exactly the same at the next checkpoint. So Mopel is really fighting tooth and nail against the Team Zeyro player, and he goes really inside just before checkpoint 12 and manages to get enough speed to retake the lead from Otak, as Mopel takes the lead by a tenth from the Team Zeyro player right now. No clips on behalf of Mopel, managing to keep it away from the walls and managing to keep the lead of this round, and he will win with a 105.958 ahead of Otak, and Mopel makes it an equal level playing field again with 3-3, equaling the 1v1 right here. Pretty close match so far between Otak and Mopel of Team THE and Team Zeyro White. THE Blue, it must be said, since THE there's also another THE lineup, THE Orange, which is entered into the second league of this CPS 22. Sorry. Otak, meanwhile, on this round, taking the lead of the race, but Mopel with a better inside line takes the lead, albeit temporarily, as Otak has better speed and snatches P1 away from Mopel's hands as the German continues to fight, and they're really keeping each other honest right here. They're neck and neck pretty much throughout the round so far. 35 seconds in, and there's still no clear winner, no clear call as to who will win the round right now. Otak and Mopel around half a tenth between the two, heading into checkpoint number 11. Oh, Mopel again with his signature inside line through there, managing to keep it nice and tidy under control and retaking the lead from Otak. That line can be really Mopel's savior unless Otak is able to have a really good end compared to Mopel. Let's actually see how this goes over the final 2 checkpoints. Mopel still retaining the lead by around a tenth compared to Otak. Let's follow the perspective of the French player, and Mopel will win with a 105.855, taking a local 5th. As a result of that, that's 35 hundredths away from the world record set by Zykos on this particular map, and he puts himself on 4-3 in this 1v1 versus Otak. As we are heading back onto the live round, I thought there was a mistake from Moped that happened, but no, it seems like OTAC managed to have a much better start, and after 2 checkpoints managed to get a 10th of a gap to the German in 2nd place, but now the German has managed to bridge that gap, but he barely scrapes the wall, and unfortunately gets completely shreked with that small wall clip, and OTAC will be able to pull away to 0.8 of a second in front of Moped in 2nd position. Let's actually check in on the perspective from the Frenchman. Let's see if he is going to be on a good time towards the end of this round. Although in terms of pace, as I said, maybe a bit of a pace advantage in favor of Mopel, who managed to get himself a good time on the board. Although the local records do suggest that OTAC has had a much better time in practice with a 105.778. Let's actually see what OTAC is able to pull, despite the round win being handed on the silver plate here for OTAC. 106.055, still no significant time underneath the 106s for Team Zeyro's player at the moment, but it doesn't matter. Thanks to Mopel's mistake, it will be 4-4 between these two. We're again heading to a tie situation. It might very well be that we might be playing 13 rounds in this 1v1 scenario, in this 1v1 sub match between Mopel and OTAC for THE and Zeyro. And a super strong start from both of them. 7,000ths of a second at the entrance to checkpoint 3. Moped taking the lead, ending into checkpoint 4. OTAC trying to get more speed towards the exit, but it doesn't pan out so far as Moped retains the lead over the course of the next few checkpoints. Pulls the gap to a 10.5 compared to OTAC. No wall scraping, no acceleration penalty kicking in for either player. And they're managing to keep this fight really fair and square, and really close as well. Well, really close, as we see that the gap is extending on the track to a 10.5 as of checkpoint number 10. OTAC is not giving up without a fight, and Mopel touching it too early, correcting too early, and he touches the inside wall, again allowing OTAC to move through to the lead and pull to a second ahead of Mopel in 2nd position. Mopel cannot do anything to recoup that gap and try to challenge for the win unless a mistake of OTAC happens in the final quarter, which, to be fair, can happen, but is highly unlikely. And OTAC does a 106.385 to put himself ahead of Mopel and put the series on 5-4 for Team Zeyro White at the moment from this 1v1. Hello Smooth, hope you're doing well. 5-4 in favor of Team Zeyro in this very first 1v1 right here, as we're heading onto round number 10 already, and Mopel making a mistake already. That could be the saving grace for OTAC. He could potentially seal it up a few rounds earlier than I had projected it to be sealed, and Mopel making a really critical mistake just after checkpoint number 1, not even after checkpoint 2, before checkpoint 2 even. So really interesting. Clem is going, OTAC is going bombs. Yeah, I bet that he's going bombs right now. Although Mopel is currently floundering a little bit. He's 2 seconds down on OTAC after that mistake from the first checkpoint onwards. And OTAC should be able to have a clear road ahead of him and should be able to cruise towards the finish line to get himself a 6 point on the board and put it on sub-match point already for Team Zeyro, as he rounds out the final few checkpoints in the final few corners. OTAC has a 2-second gap to Mopel in 2nd position. Final corner coming up for the Frenchman, and he will win the round with a 106.432. And we're on sub-match point for Team Zeyro. The potential for the very first point on the board in this match for the French outfit, as Mopel made a critical mistake on this start of the of this round. 6-4. Now, if THE have any chance, Mopel must actually get his act together and try to get himself ahead 3 more times and try to deny that 1v1. Let's actually see if he's able to do this. OTAC and Mopel really close heading into checkpoint number 2. Although Mopel had the whole shot into the 2nd checkpoint, he still managed to retake the lead after that uphill corner over OTAC. OTAC still managing to keep Mopel honest though. 1/10 of a gap between 1st and 2nd right now between Mopel and OTAC. No big mistakes from either player so far in this round. No drift that has been taken too tight. No wall clips whatsoever. Let's actually see if Mopel's signature line will be able to help him once again versus OTAC. OTAC sees the gap widen to around 2/10 of a second compared to the German right now. As we're heading, you can see the inside line grazing the apexes right here, and Mopel is able to keep the lead and potentially extend the lead to over 2/10 at the next checkpoint. Let's see checkpoint 13, 2.5 tenths of a second ahead of OTAC, who's going to try to risk as much as he can to try and prevent Moped from denying him that way, but it doesn't happen so far in this round, and Moped will win with a 105.842, and he improves again on this local record than he has on this server. Local 5 again, 105.842, which will put him on 6-5. 1 round deficit. He can still win this 1v1. He just has to absolutely be on top in this round and the next round in order to make that happen and give the first point for Team THE. But OTAC can have something else to say about that and try to close it off for Team Zeyro and give them their first point on the board. So far, it seems as though OTAC is trying to go in that direction as he takes the lead after the first 4 checkpoints and tries to keep the lead over Moped, and the fight is really close again between these two. OTAC really close on the outside, barely managing to avoid scraping the wall on the outside. That would have resulted in such a really harsh acceleration penalty in this game. But so far so good for the Frenchman to checkpoint 10. He has a gap of 0.07 of a second over Moped in second position, but Moped's signature line through this section right here could really make turn the tables around. Let's actually see if this goes in the way of the Germans slightly, but not really significant. It must be there has to be a really good end from Moped, and he is able to take charge just a few corners before the end as OTAC gets overtaken by Moped, and Moped pulls the gap to 10th, and Moped wins with a 105.882, and we're heading into the final round of this 1v1. No tennis modes in 1v1s or 2v2s. Remember, 3v3s are subject to tennis mode, but not the other sub matches. So here we go, the final round of this 1v1 between OTAC and Moped. Let's hope this is not a foregone conclusion through this first section. No, it's still looking like anybody's game at this point. OTAC currently leading in the first 3 checkpoints, although Moped with a much better inside line takes the lead after checkpoint 4. OTAC tries to go for the momentum approach and tries to go a little bit wider in some of the corners to try and get as much speed as he can, but it doesn't pay off so far for the Frenchman as he's still around a 10th away from Moped in the lead, as the German is trying to bring that point home and trying to get that point on the board for Team THE. OTAC is trying to do the same, and he's trying to deny what was the 3rd place team in the TMNTC 2020 last year to get himself a head start in this match, but it doesn't seem like it's able to pay off. OTAC doesn't have any response to the pace of Moped, and the gap is up to 0.3 between Moped and OTAC, and Moped should have this one in the bag unless a catastrophe happens in the final corner, and Moped will win the round. OTAC touches the wall, and that will seal the fate of this round. Moped will win the 1v1 for Team THE 7-6 and give the German outfit a point on the board. GG to Moped and to Team THE for scoring their first point on the board here. The first stepping stone towards what could be a map victory and 3 points for them in the league. So we got apparently Aswer joining in for Team Zeyro. Let's actually see, we got Piranha and Magorian stepping in for Team THE for the 2v2, and then we're gonna have let's see here. It seems that we got Aswer, and we're gonna see who is playing for Team Zeyro in the 2v2. Moped and OTAC having both played the 1v1 cannot play the 2v2 in this coming up right now. They have to be benched and swap out their places with other players. So let me just take the opportunity to go back to the face cam. As you can see, the game on the left-hand side of your screen. Really sorry for the rather choppiness of the frame rate here. Thank you very much for tuning into this cast of THE versus Team Zeyro White right now. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning into for my first cast in like a few weeks on this channel. The last cast I did was OGL Step 6, and yeah, I'm just gonna take a little bit of a time to give a quick word of warning. I will not be able to cover week 2, well, day 2 of CPS for one good reason. There is the Grand League Combine coming up. If you do !next cast on this on the chat, you will be able to get the dates of the Combine, November 14th and 15th, and also where I will be streaming. I'll be streaming for the official Pittsburgh Knights channel, since Tween, well, unfortunately finished in P10, and Yeah, he has to go through the combine, and I don't think I want to miss covering that for my team. So yeah. Oh, maybe the command is disabled. Hold on, let me just I might have goofed here. Professional streamer, shaking my damn horse. Hello, Default. Hope you're doing good. Streamlabs. Yeah, let me just try to see next cast. No, next cast is disabled. Now it should be enabled. If you do exclamation mark next cast, it will be enabled, Witty. And hello to everyone who just joined. Hello Lan, hello Lu94, and hello Witty, first of all. Hello Smooth, hello Clem. Hope everyone is doing well. There we go, now it works. Ah, yeah, THE, yeah, go THE. If I recall, yeah, I saw you in the Team MTC. I think you're playing for THE Orange, is that right? I might be a little bit mistaken, but I just want to make sure because sometimes I can be a bit of a dingus when it comes to two teams, and I tend to forget a little bit, a fair bit, so please apologize. Now you're not playing? Deciding to stay away from the TMC for a moment. Oh, fair enough, okay. Well, I hope you're enjoying your break and that maybe you can come back stronger at one point in the scene if you decide to come back. And if so, then I'd be more than happy to see you again in action, Default. So, we're still currently having a bit of warm-up, it seems like, between for this 2v2. Let's actually see if we have another player stepping in for Team... for Team Zeyro. Who is that? Okay, so apparently it is Neodim. Is it Neodim? You bought the game, but you decided not to play until when it was released, since it was released. Okay. So I'm just gonna head back to the game scene. We're gonna be getting started soon with the 2v2. Server has been restarted, and we're about to get started with round 1. So this 2v2 is first to 5 points. Without any tennis mode. First to 5 will win the 2v2 and get a point on the board. So we got Vortax and Aswer versus Piranha and Megorian for THE and Zeyro. So far, a good start for Team Zeyro as they got themselves ahead. No, actually, Piranha taking the lead over Team Zeyro, although Megorian has a bit of a had a bit of a sluggish start compared to the rest of his fellow teammate. Vortax and Flus trying to submerge the German player from Team THE, and so far so good. It's 1-2 for Team Zeyro at the moment. Let's actually check back in with the player POV right now. Following the perspective of Piranha, his teammate Megorian just behind him, keeping in touch, and both are trying to catch up to the duo of Vortax and Aswer for the currently leading the field at the moment. Check 111 coming up. It's Aswer in front of Vortax by 0.06 of a second, but still blue ahead of red, quite significant margin in this one, of 10.5 over in between the two teams. As we're heading towards the final part of the map right now, and it seems as though the gaps are starting to, positions are starting to shuffle a little bit, but it should not matter as it will be a point for Team Zeyro with a 106.018 for Aswer and 106.085 for Vortax. A good round overall with all the players finishing within a tenth of each other, but so far it is the first blood for Team Zeyro. Going back to the Helicam perspective for the start of this race, currently Aswer, oh, Piranha making the huge mistake. That could be the very first opportunity for Team Zeyro to capitalize on THE's little bit of pressure, maybe. Megorian in P3 so far. Vortax and Aswer again first and second. A little bit of lag on the Vortax's part. We must potentially apologize for the maybe connection that might not be able to keep up at sometimes for the player, because it was not on my end that it actually lagged. Otherwise, all the cars will have lagged. So enough of the Helicam. Let's get back to the player POV. Megorian is trying to mix it up and trying to split the two Team Zeyro players, but yeah, Piranha not able to keep up, not able to catch up, and not able to make that matter after that mistake early on in the round. And Aswer and Vortax still managing to fend off the attacks of the Polish player, formerly of Team Elementaries. Although he tries to go for a much better inside line, it's still not paying off with the much better speed at the exit from Vortax and Aswer. Will he be able to split with 2? Yes, he will be for 7 thousandths of a second, but Vortex at 105.852 within a tenth and a half of his PB on this server. It makes it 2-0 on for Team Zeyro at the present moment. Let's actually see if there is any mistake from any player. Nope, everybody managing to keep everything tight, nice and tidy through there. Vortex, Piranha, Aswar, and Magorian in that order after checkpoint number 5. Vortex trying to take the lead away from Piranha, although as Magorian tries to make it happen on Aswar, and Aswar barely clips the wall. It seems like that happened. That could be the opportunity for THE to try and come back in this race and put themselves on 1-2 here, reduce the deficit to 1 point compared to Team Zeyro. Vortex is alone ahead for the French outfit, and Magorian is right behind him with Piranha waiting in the wings. But watch out for Aswar. If he finishes, it could still be a draw, and that round would not have mattered at all. So far, Vortex able to keep everyone at bay. He needs to stay in first if he is to make this one a draw. He goes really close to the pole, and Vortex will win the round with a 105.918. Magorian in P1 second and third with Aswar finishing in P4. It will be a draw between the two teams as we're heading onto round number 4. Alright, new round on Unfold by Kisla and Nevermind. Vortex and Aswar first and second again, but Piranha managing to mix it up, and Magorian as well, so everybody managing to keep within a safe distance of each other, within a tenth of each other actually, again between first and fourth at the present moment, with Piranha trying to take the lead. Again, a perfect split between the THE and Zeyro players. So far, Piranha making the move up top. Aswar and Vortex trying to fend off the attacks of Magorian, then preventing him from going up into third place, but the Polish driver makes it up to P2 as he makes short work of both Vortex and Aswar after checkpoint number 10, and that could be the potential for a first point on the board for THE. Magorian keeping a little bit more inside, but actually Vortex and Aswar maybe managed to get a little bit more, better inside line, and Vortex managing to get back onto the heels of the leaders at the present moment. Let's actually see how this goes over the next few corners. Vortex and Aswar 1 and 3. This could be a Zeyro round. It's going to be over to the finish line to the side, and Vortex will win. Magorian second, and Piranha not able to deny Aswar from that third place, and it will be a point on the board for Team Zeyro, putting themselves on 3-0. A really good round overall. 10th and a half between first and fourth. A really close contested round through and through, as we're heading up to round number 5. Aswar and Piranha in first and second, as a matter of fact, in this instance. Piranha able to retake the lead, albeit a bit wider towards the fourth checkpoint, so he descends down to P3 at the checkpoint crossing, but he's still able to keep himself in a battle with the lead fight, with the lead group, as well as Magorian. This is really tight-knit again, a tenth of a second between first and fourth right now, although Magorian made me lie a little bit with a bit of a wider line through checkpoint number 9. He finds himself 2.3 tenths down on the leader as Aswar touched a little bit on the wall, and that will enable THE to get themselves a point on the board potentially by keeping positions like these. First and third will warrant a first point for Team THE in this 2v2. As you can see, Aswar is 8 tenths down on the leader, and Vortex also potentially under third from Magorian, making it an ace. No, the ace will not happen for Team THE, although Piranha and Magorian 1 and 3 will make it 3-1 in favor of Team Zeyro. Zeyro yet to close this 2v2. They have to win 2 rounds in order to be able to do so. Vortex and Piranha first and second, Magorian and Aswar third and fourth, heading into checkpoint number 3. And still a really hot battle between all these 4, especially Vortex and Piranha trying to pull away from both Magorian and Aswar for a battle for the lead right now, with the Frenchman ahead of the German so far in this round, heading into the next section right here before this really sharp drift. Oh, Vortex touching a bit of the CP maybe? Yeah, I think he did clip a little bit of the pillar, and so he will allow both Piranha and Megorian to move through into first and second, and Aswar moving through to P3. Vortex is even full stop picked, so it might be an easy round coming up for THE, as unfortunately for Aswar, it has not paid out at all. His only hope is for Aswar to actually be able to deny both of them to make it potentially a draw situation if Vortex is able to finish. Oh, Piranha touching a little bit. Megorian will be able to save the finish though, and will bring the point home for THE, as Piranha also finishes ahead of Vortex, and so it will be 3-2 in favor of Team Zeyro, but comeback from Team THE is really truly on. Round number 7 of this 2v2 between THE and Zeyro. So far it is Aswar who got the whole shot after the third checkpoint, but everybody remaining really packed right now within a 10th. Right now between first and fourth, Vortex and Aswar first and second, Piranha and Megorian 34th at the checkpoint number 5. But the battle still rages on. Let's actually check in on the perspective of Polish player Megorian from Team THE Blue right here. Megorian keeping nice and tidy on the outside, going for a bit of a dive on the inside, and taking the lead, as a matter of fact, before checkpoint number 10, managing to keep it really nice and close to the apex of the next corner, and Megorian able to make it into the lead and make it with Piranha making it a 1-3 for Team THE at the moment. He needs to keep ahead of Vortex though if he is to get the points home for Trackmania Heroes Europe at the moment, but the battle's really close with Vortex, as we're also trying to make some inroads on Megorian's lead. Let's actually check in on the final corner. Vortex going really close. Will he be able to deny Piranha? No. Megorian with a 105.835 will get 4th local on the board. And 3rd place for Piranha means that we're on a tie between THE and Zeyro on this 2v2. So far, looking to be pretty close again, very much like the 1v1, although with a pretty strong start for Team Zeyro, it was a really huge comeback coming in from Team THE right now in this 2v2. Vortex and Piranha again first and second, Aswar and Megorian 34th, heading into the start of this 8th round right here. Vortex trying to pull away from the rest of the field and trying to get his teammate Aswar to follow him, but it's not that easy. Oh, Vortex is able to pull away, but Megorian is battling himself with Aswar as is Piranha, so it might still be a draw at the end of this if Aswar is not able to retain 3rd place at the present moment. He's able to do so as Piranha has made a slightly wide line, but Vortex misses the drift. What happened to Vortex? And that could be the opportunity for THE to take the lead in this 2v2 right here. Vortex is second down on the leader. Megorian and Aswar first and second. They're battling for the lead. This could be really important and could result in a draw. Let's actually head over to the finish line. Megorian will be able to keep the lead barely by 1/100th of a second. 105.765. Moving up to P3 in the local records. Megorian doing God's work for THE and putting them on some match point again. 4-3, one more round needed for Team THE to put themselves on 2-0 and give them the opportunity to close the series out after the first 3v3 coming up, which will be on Frucci after this match has ended. But let's actually check in on this round up first. Piranha going a little bit wide, Megorian taking the whole shot at the checkpoint 4. Vortex and Aswar first and second, but Piranha managing to come back at him and challenge for the lead as Megorian keeps tabs on that battle for the lead and tries to maybe pick the fights away, pick away at the mistakes of opponents and try to make some inroads on the lead of the French outfit right now of Vortex and Aswar in this 2v2. Although the Team Zeyro lineup is looking pretty strong so far in this particular round, with Vortex and Aswar not having put any mistakes on the wall, not having put any foot wrong so far, and Megorian and Piranha don't really have any answer to that, and Piranha making a mistake will make it a little bit easier for Team Zeyro to potentially score a round win, unless Megorian has something to say about that and potentially make that a draw. Let's actually see over the finish line. Whoa! Aswar getting overtaken. Vortex managing to keep ahead of Megorian by less than 2/10. Vortex will win, and Aswar in P3 will make this a tie heading into the final round of this 2v2, sorry. Round number 10, the final round of this 2v2 between Zeyro and THE Blue. 1 point is at stake here in this match between the two as a result of this sub-match, and Magorin going for a bit of a wider approach here, going for more speed into checkpoint 4, which has paid out slightly, but ultimately has widened the gap quite a bit compared to Aswar. Vortex in the lead in front of Aswar, Piranha, and Magorin heading into checkpoint number 8. We're halfway through the map already, and Vortex and Aswar have no sign of slowing down as Vortex pulls ahead of even his teammates and makes it a 10.5 to around 2/10 of a lead between himself and Magorin and Aswar in second and third. Although it seems that the Piranha is completely left behind. Vortex going for a bit of a wider drift through there. That might be a point for Team Zeyro unless something happens at the final corner. Magorin trying to deny Aswar from making that. Also trying to deny Vortex, but Vortex has better speed at the exit. It's the final corner to the side, and Vortex will win the round. And with Aswar in P3 will be the GG, and will be 1-1 in the series between THE and Team Zeyro. After the 1v1, which was won 7-6 by THE, 5-4 will net the win for Team Zeyro in the 2v2, and we'll be heading into the first 3v3 worth 2 points in this match format, the CPS 22, sorry, with Frucci coming up for the first 3v3. Bit of a drink break. People said that I don't have the drink, but I do have the drink. Having the drink is important, kids. Remember that. Especially when you talk a lot and shout a lot like me. Let me just try to fix something in the webcam in just a moment. Oh, that's why it was choppy. Low light competition was on Doi. Okay. So if you enjoy being on the, if you're new to the stream, if you're new to this casting channel, effectively, although I'll try to do a bit more casual streams and play other games and so on in the near future. If you enjoy what you're seeing and want to support me, then make sure to hit the follow button and hit the bell to be notified when I go live. And if you want to support me even further, you can either donate or send a few via the link in the bio, or send a few bits my way. Of course, it's not mandatory, but always appreciated, as I like to say. And if you want to do even more, you can always sub $4.99 if you want to do a tier 1 sub, or Twitch Prime if you do have your Prime or use your Prime Gaming free sub available if you do have Amazon Prime. So it's free, and you get to do spend it on whichever streamer you like once a month. So yeah, there you go. I want to thank a few follows that I missed. Merci Simé la Villageoise pour the follow. Thank you Lou94, and thank you Ingwin for the follow as well. Thank you very much, guys. So 2 warm-ups, and then we will be ready to go. Let's actually see if we get a big picture of who is currently playing in this warm-up session. So it seems as though we got Mopel, Magorin, Tom for Team THE. So far I see Neodim for Team Zeyro White, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see warm-ups being driven by the players at the moment. Let's actually see if we see any other names with thanks to the Helicam. Okay, so we got Neodim, we got Vortex. Oh, okay, Neodim, Vortex, and No-Tech for Team Zeyro, and then Magorian, Mopel, and Tom for Team THE. Okay, so this will be your lineups for the first 3v3 coming up on Frucci by Histo and Bulmit. I'll be taking this opportunity to actually take a little bit of a quick break. I need to take a little bit of a break once the 2 warm-ups take place. It will be 30 seconds and whatnot, whatever. It won't be long, so stay with us. We'll be right back. Sorry about that. The mic was muted. Welcome back to the THE versus Team Zeyro match. We're already underway with Tomsan and Otak battling for the lead with Neodim as well for Team Zeyro, trying to make it a really even fight. So far, it looks like it might be a bit of a draw situation. Let's actually see how this goes. It's first to 7 in the 3v3, and there's tennis mode enabled in case there is a tie at 6 points. So it will be interesting to see how this goes over the course of this map. Vortex having taken the lead, but a bit of a sluggish exit out of that corner will allow Magorin and Otak to reel him back in and potentially overtake him for the lead. Magorin trying to go for an inside line, doesn't pay out. Otak taking the lead for Team Zeyro, with Vortex trying to retake that second place away from Magorin. Tomsan looking after his teammate, his fellow Polish teammate right now, and the finish line comes up. Theodine touching the wall. Otak and Vortex will make it a 1-2. Magorin, Tom, and Mopil 3-4-5. And so it will be a point for Team Zeyro on the board, 1-0 for the French outfit at the present moment. Mopil making a mistake a little bit earlier on that did cost THE the round. I thought it wasn't going to be the round for Team Zeyro after the mistake from Neodim towards the final corner of the map, but it actually did end up being a round for Team Zeyro. So all is well for the French outfit right now, with Otak and Vortex taking the lead right now and taking charge of the round, with Magorin, Tom, and Mopil trying to catch him back up and trying to reel them in. Although there might not be any answer for the pace of either of these guys. You can see, oh, maybe Otak having a bit of a wider line through there, having a bit of a sketchier landing. Not quite. They're both still staying 1 and 2. Although Tomsan and Mopil are maybe the ones to make it happen, but Neodim has made a mistake, and Mopil has made another mistake as well. So we're down to a 2-on-2, again an even playing field, and so far it is Team Zeyro who again has the advantage with both their players ahead of the Team THE players, and it will get another point on the board, 2-0 for Team Zeyro at the present moments in this 3v3. Mopil was looking good after just before I switched back to the player POVs, and then it seemed as though he became the weakest link in the THE 2 times in a row in this particular 3v3. Although not to take anything away from Mopil with his super sick 1v1, able to take the fight to Otak on Unfold by Kisla and Nevermind. On to round 3 then. Tomsan trying to retain the lead, but so far it is Magorin alongside his teammate Tomsan who have the lead. Then we got Vortex, Otak, Neodim, and Mopil in that order towards the next checkpoint, and everybody remaining fairly neat and tidy, fairly grouped within each other, within a 10th between 1st and 6th. So still looking pretty good and pretty close call at the present moment, halfway through the map. 6th checkpoint coming in, and Tom and Magorin, Tom touching the outside, and those will be a 2 versus 3 potentially in favor of Team Zeyro if they manage to get ahead of Magorin. Oh, what happened to Vortex? Is Vortex still in there? Oh, Vortex has a huge connection issues. What happened there? Otak also touching. That will be a point for Team THE. I wonder what happened if there was definitely a connection issue. It will be an ace for Team THE, but yeah, there might be. I wonder what happened for Vortex. Is he even able to finish? No, he hasn't even been able to finish due to what unfolded here. And so 2-1 for Team Zeyro. But yeah, THE got a little bit lucky on this one, since with the mistake of Tomsan, it might have been a round for Team Zeyro on round number 3 of this 3v3. But now we're heading into round 4. Vortex and Otak first and second. Mopil trying to go for an inside line and trying to make it happen, trying to work his way towards the lead of this race. But it's so far, he's managed to make that payoff after the next corner. But Tomsan has touched a little bit on the inside, and so he will be way out of the field, and that might be again costing dearly to THE as they find themselves in a 2v3 situation up front, with Vortex taking the lead away from Mopil. Although Mopil with more speed at the exit of the corner compared to Vortex will enable him to move through again to the lead. Mopil and Magorin first and second. This will still be enough to deny a point from Team Zeyro, and they know that the blue team right now, they have to go absolutely bananas if they want to actually have any chance against those. But Magorin and Mopil first and second. No, what happened to Mopil? What happened? Did he actually clip the finish? Oh my god. And here another lucky round, this time in favor of Team Zeyro, with 3-1, saved by the bell, saved by a mistake from Mopil, who seemed to have that finish in the back, but apparently made a bit of a mistake heading into the ring finish, demoting him from 2nd to 4th. If he had stayed in 2nd, that would have been a tie point for Team THE, and now 3-1 for Zeyro in this initial 3v3. Otak and Tomsan with Mopel in 1-2-3 right now after the first few checkpoints. Let's actually check back in. 3 checkpoints in. Otak takes the lead in front of Mopel, Tomsan, Vortex nailed him, and it seems as though we had a mistake from Magorian. No, Magorian's still in there. No big mistakes made by any players. 2.5 things between first and last of the moment, so the gaps have quite a bit. Mopel taking the lead from Otak, Vortex in 2nd position. This could be a round for Team THE, but Magorian touches the wall just as I say that, as he exits the grass. Mopel is alone in the lead, but this could very well be a point that could go either way for Team Zeyro or Team THE. Mopel will try to retain the lead and will be able to retain that lead and win with a 56.342, taking 3rd local record as a result of that. Otak 2nd, Vortex 3rd, and Neodin 5th will make it so that it is a point for Team Zeyro. It is 4-1 already. Vortex having a bit of connection issue again as he starts round number 6. Otak and Mopel 1st and 2nd. It seems as though the battle for the lead is really between these two guys who seem to have had quite a bit of pace in this particular opening section. Neodym a little bit left behind, prone to a few mistakes here. So Neodym will make it to 2 versus 3 for Team Zeyro, which is not going to make it any easier to deal with. But they know that they can do this, and Mopel has had a huge mistake, completely cocked up the exit, and he will be down in last place. This has made the jumps tremendously easier for Team Zeyro at the present moment, with Otak in the lead, Neodym in P4, but actually it could still very much go either way. This could be 9 points on the board, and it will be decided with who from Mopel or Vortex touches the finish. Otak, Magorian, Tomsan, and Neodym. So far it's 9, and Mopel will seal the deal for THE and will bring him on to 4-2. Vortex, unfortunately, having made another mistake, and he barely reaches the finish line. And so it is 4-2 in favor of Team Zeyro after round number 6. 6 or 7? I already lost count of the rounds. Yay! Smooth brain. But anyways, on to the next round. Mopel and Vortex battling for the lead right now, with Neodym and Otak still within good distance. Tomsan having had a sluggish start, Neodym going really wide, allowing Tomsan to move through to P5, but still everything looking still solid and with pretty good battle potentially on our hands for this particular round. Tomsan towards the rear end of the field, 3/10 down on the leader. Magorian a little bit further up, his fellow compatriot in 4th position. Mopel touching on the inside, allowing Vortex and Magorian to move through to the lead, but Tomsan comes back towards P3 and tries to take the challenge to Team Zeyro at the present moment, although Otak and Vortex have quite a bit of a buffer to Tomsan. Tomsan will try to get as much speed as he can through the final few corners. It might not be enough to fend off Team Zeyro and prevent them from winning the round and winning that point on the board. 5-2 for Team Zeyro. Just 2 rounds to go for the French outfit to get onto 3-1 in the match overall. Automod is being a bit drunk. Sorry, Smooth. But yeah, just 2 more rounds needed for Team Zeyro White to conclude that first 3v3 and move into the lead of the match against THE Blue at the present moment. And Neodym, Mopel, and Magorian battling for the lead with the 2 strong players from Team, the 2 strongest players I think from Team Zeyro in this 3v3. Otak and Vortex a little bit behind, and Otak, who was the leader last round, is in last place in the current round. So a little bit of a shift of the order in this current running. Mopel touching on the inside and allowing maybe the jump to be easier for Team Zeyro. Not quite, as Vortex and Neodym make it a 1-4, but Magorian and Tomsan are trying to deny them as much as they can to try and ensure themselves a point on the board and try to make it onto 5-3 potentially. Vortex going a bit wide. Tomsan and Magorian 1st and 2nd. Will Vortex snipe Magorian? No. 56.618 for Tomsan. Magorian 2nd. Vortex, Neodym, Mopel, and Otak will complete the top 6, and it will be a point on the board for Team THE, it seems like. And then we'll move on to 5-3, trying to bridge the gap again to Team Zeyro, currently leading this 3v3. After the first checkpoint, Vortex and Otak, we're seeing the two big players from Team Zeyro White again towards the top, with Team THE having a little bit of struggle to follow them in the start of the round, although Mopel is able to get back towards the lead fight, as so does Thompson, with Magorn being the one maybe a little bit behind. We're not exactly where he should be, currently sitting in the last position following the perspective of the Polish player, but it seems that we had a mistake from Mopel again, who seems to be prone to pressure, and Vortex as well has made a mistake, so it's an even playing field, surprisingly. Oh, what happened to Neodim? Did Neodim flip over? It seems as though Neodim did flip over. Is that a DNF from Neodim? Let's actually see. Neodim, yeah, has indeed retired. And so it will be a 2 versus 3, potentially in favor of Team THE, with Magorn and Otak first and second, Vortex ahead of Mopel, but it will be a point for Team THE if Thompson is able to finish, and he will. 5-4. THE potentially pulling off a comeback once again, and potentially managing to close off that comeback, potentially, if they're able to keep performances like this in the match. Sorry if I sound a little bit dumb sometimes. I'm trying to be a little bit more chillax in the cast tonight. Anyways, Otak, Vortex runs a second, Mopel in third, Thompson, Magorn, and Neodim, your top 6 at the present moment. Mopel towards the final part of the field. Thompson and Vortex in a battle for first right now. Neodim, Otak, and Magorn having a battle for third place, with Mopel a little bit behind, with Vortex touching a bit on the inside and dropping down to last place, making it a 2-on-3 in favor of Team THE. Otak barely managing to keep it outside the wall. Magorn having a bit of a sluggish exit compared to Mopel, allowing his teammate to move through to P4, sorry. Thompson alone, but Mopel is trying to come back and trying to back him up. Otak overtaking Thompson for the lead right now. It's going to be over to the final corners to decide on this round. Otak has a bit of an advantage, and he will retain this advantage over the line. Thompson, Magorn, and Neodim, with Mopel again saving the day and making it a tie between THE and Zeyro on the first 3v3. First checkpoint, Otak, Vortex, Mopel, 1, 2, 3 with Neodim in fourth. Then Thompson and Magorn in the top 6. Really solid comeback from THE to climb back from a 3-point deficit to an even playing field, and potentially getting themselves up on sub-match point right here. Otak and Vortex and Neodim. It's a 1-2-3 for Team Zeyro, as a matter of fact, as I say that. And mistake from Thompson makes it the job a little bit easier for Team Zeyro, as they're finding themselves on a 2 versus 3. Vortex managing to keep it outside the wall, Neodim as well, but Vortex has a slow exit compared to Mopel, so he will be overtaken by Mopel. Otak, meanwhile, is pulling away, trying to make a break for freedom in the lead, around a 1/10 of a second in front of Mopel, who moved up into second place, with Vortex and Neodim hot pursuit of the German, with Magorn also in there for the top 5. It's going to be over to the line to the side. Magorn and Mopel trying to attack Otak. Neodim sniping Magorn at the line. It will be a point for Team Zeyro in the end of it, with that particular round count, and Zeyro are on sub-match point right here in this first 3 versus 3. This could potentially be the final round of this 3v3, or we could very well see tennis mode for the first time here on this stream, but not for the first time in this CPS. It's already happened for THE Blue, as a matter of fact, versus BGenius on the very first 3v3, and Neodim has made a mistake already in the first round, so that could be very well the first stepping stone towards a tennis mode being engaged. 2 versus 3 in favor of Team THE, with Mopel and Thompson first and second, Vortex and Otak third and fourth, and so far Magorian keeping himself in 5th place, although he's made a bit of he had a bit of a sluggish start, maybe a bit of a mistake also, but he's still safely ahead of Neodim by 2 seconds, and he just needs to finish, and Vortex has made a mistake as well, so it's an even playing field. And it's actually a 3v1, sorry, not an even playing field, it's a 3v1, and so far, THE has got the upper hand. Thompson and Mopel first and second, Otak third, and Magorn up into P4, albeit some way down compared to his teammates. Thompson at 56.502, Mopel second, Otak third, and Magorn fourth, and will be on tennis mode for this first 3 versus 3. Now is the money time. It is the tennis mode. The first man to pull a gap of 2 points over the opposing team wins the sub match and the 2 points on the board. And remember that we have one other sub match left to go, after this one, since there might be a case of and there might even be a case of a tie overall in the points after this match has ended. Vortax, Thompson, Mopel, you're 1, 2, 3 right now, with Neodim and Magorian 4th and 5th. Otak down in 6th place. Neodim having a bit of a sluggish, having a bit of a hard time through there, so he's down in P5, but Otak still in P6 by a fair margin, relatively speaking, in these tech matches. Vortax and Mopel 1st and 2nd. Otak trying to catch back up to Neodim, enabling him to move through to P5 potentially. Thompson, Vortax 1st and 2nd. That's actually checking on the lead battle right here, with the perspective of Thompson right now, currently chasing Frenchman Vortax from Team Zeyro White. And he's able to overtake him before the final corner. Will Vortax have any answer to that? Will he be able to snipe him? No, Vortax will not be able to snipe him, and 1-3-4 will yield the points for Team THE and put them on sub-match points for the first time in this 3v3 as well. THE need one more round to get themselves ahead of Team Zeyro in this match against in this match of CPS 22, the second match of the first day of action in this competition. Otak and Vortax 1st and 2nd, Mogorian up in 3rd. No big mistakes so far from anyone. And now we're seeing a 1-2-3 for Team Zeyro, with Neodim backing up his teammates right now. Otak and Vortax in 1st and 2nd. Team THE are going to have to pull something special in order to actually dislodge Team Zeyro from the top 3 spots at the moment. It looks like it might be an ace from Team Zeyro to keep their hopes alive. And again, bringing on to tennis mode, although Mogorian's trying to have a little say about this. Where in the hell is Mopel? Mopel has made a mistake, so this will be potentially much easier for Team Zeyro, although Mogorian has managed to get into the lead. Thompson, Otak touching the wall on the inside, and Mopel making it the GG. 8-6, 3-1 overall for Team THE after that mistake from Otak at a critical time. And THE Blue leads in the match versus Team Zeyro White, as we're going to be heading onto the second 3v3 coming up next, which is going to be played on Tangle Ice. Okay. Bit of a drink. That, if you're on Team Zeyro's team, if you're on Zeyro White, you hate to see that. You absolutely hate to see the absolute monster comeback that THE have managed to pull on this map. Now we're heading on to Tangle Ice by Mephisto. World record by Karian, if I remember correctly, with a 56.495. Let me actually check in the maps. Yeah, 495 by Karian. 0.495 by Karian from Team 4 Wheels, the world record. Local records held by... Okay, I can't... Oh, that's Tristan. Okay, I completely understood after the last part of the... Yeah, that's indeed Tristan. So yeah, Tristan holding the local records on the Team Zeyro server with a 56.885, Salusan second with a 56.992. And it seems as though we might have Acept joining in to play this 3v3 for Team THE. Let's actually see if we get any names from the overhead cam. So, Tristan, okay, so we, okay, so for Team THE, so maybe we have Otak, Tristan, and Acept for Team Zeyro, and then so far I can see Piranha and, well, Piranha, I thought I saw Eddie, but I don't think it's Eddie. Yeah, I did see Eddie, so it might be Eddie after all. I'm just trying to guess the lineups here. I'm not really informed on which lineups take place in play in what sub-match here. I must be completely honest. The Tristan. Okay, so Megorian, okay, so Piranha, Dexter, Eddie versus Salusan, Asset, and Tristan for this particular 3v3, the final 3v3 of the match, which could decide whether THE gets 3 points or whether a single point will go for either team in case of a win or a tie. So we're playing on Tangle Ice by Mephisto. Sorry if I don't have any, I don't really have much I haven't played the maps all that much, I will be completely honest, so my analysis of which corners are important and whatnot are somewhat off, and I'm trying to keep it a little bit down compared to the other casts, and yeah, I'll apologize for that. I've tried to take a little bit of time for myself after the TMGL season I had, so yeah, please excuse maybe the lesser insight into the maps this competition compared to the previous competitions so far in the year. But with that out of the way, we should be getting soon started, as Dexter is told to go red team before the start of the race. Right now, we're getting the map restart soon. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. GLHF, guys. Final 3v3 between THE and Zeyro. Although we see McGorn staying on the spot, so we might have to discard him a little bit whilst he gets pulled into spectator. There we go. So the round has started. 3 checkpoints in. Piranha and Eddie first and second. Dexter in P3. So already Team THE pulling ahead after the first 3 checkpoints, and Team Zeyro having a bit of a tough time following the pace of the European outfit right here. Acept trying to make some work and trying to overtake Piranha for P3, but it might not be enough to deny them after all in this particular round. But we're only halfway through. Anything can happen right now in a space of 6 checkpoints, and Tristan will be the first man to make a mistake, and it will be for Team Zeyro, unfortunately. Definitely what the French outfit did, definitely not what the French outfit needed to stay competitive against THE in this opening round. And Eddie, currently leading the round in front of Dexter, will draw first blood and will get the round win for Team THE, with Piranha finishing in 5th and Dexter in P2. Salosan and Acept splitting Piranha from the rest of his teammates, but it will not be enough to deny THE from their first points in this 3v3. Start of the second round. Uphill they go, Piranha and Eddie with Dexter, 1, 2, 3. Tristan, Salosan, and Acept, the bottom half of the leaderboard in this round so far, after the first 3 checkpoints. Let us get a little bit of a gander at Acept's point of view right now. Fun fact, I think I did play against him quite a few years ago, back when I was really shit at tech. Really funny enough. And it seems as though we had a mistake from Salosan in the pole section. He grazed a little bit of a pole, so it's a 2v3 in favor of Team THE right now. Oh, but the missed drift from Eddie, it seems like, makes it potentially a 2v2 with Salosan up into P4, Acept up into P3. Oh, Acept touches and allows Salosan up into P3 as well. Eddie in P5. Oh, Tristan able to back his teammates up. It might be a draw at the end of this round if they're able to finish. Dexter and Piranha first and second, but 3, 4, 5 for Acept, Salosan, and Tristan will potentially enable the draw to happen between these teams. No, got my calculations wrong. Calculations are all wrong. 1, 2, and 6 will be enough to secure the point for THE. Smooth Brain failed again. Anyways, 2-0 for Team THE. Again, the THE boys moving into the top 3 spots right now, although Eddie has a bit of a sluggish section through there, allowing Acept to slip through into 3rd position, and potentially Salosan trying to encircle him, but Salosan has a bit of a wide entry and a pretty bad landing through there, so you can see the gap spread out quite a bit over the next few corners, with Salosan in dead last place, Tristan 5th, and oh, both THE players, Dexter and Piranha, making mistakes, leaving Eddie ahead of Tristan and Acept, although in this order it would still be a point for Team THE. That's definitely not the kind of mistakes that THE need in order to actually seal the deal. Oh, Acept full stopping into the pole. That will help matters for THE quite a bit. Eddie will finish the round in first place with a 57.138. Tristan second, Dexter third, and Piranha in P4 will beat the series with this 3v3 into 3-0 for THE. Pretty huge full stop pick for Acept in this round, allowing THE to keep their streak going and get themselves onto a 3-point lead over Team Zeyro. As I said that I was sorry for the sudden cut, but I I didn't expect Eddie to actually make a mistake at the second corner. One of the stronger plays that we've seen so far in the opening rounds has just made the job potentially a lot easier for Team Zeyro in this round, as Dexter and Piranha are alone in front, and Eddie is out of the wrap, so there will not be any points scored for Eddie right now, although Team Zeyro need to actually get at least ahead of Piranha or Dexter if they are to win this round. Otherwise, it will still be a point for THE. It will be 9 points for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 11 points for 1st and 2nd. But Dexter and Piranha have got this under control. Tristan is way behind, nothing that he can do against the two THE boys, and Dexter will win with a 56.928, taking the 2nd local record on the server. Piranha in P2, and they alone will be able to secure the point for Team THE, 4-0. Okay, start of the next round. Sorry for that sudden cut at the beginning, but yeah, Eddie was the culprit for that after that horrendous mistake just at the exit of the first corner even. Tristan having a solid start, managing to mix it up with the THE boys. Eddie again having a bit of a sluggish start. He's down in last place, allowing Asset and Salazar to move through, and even Dexter is getting scored. So maybe this is a wake-up call that Team Zeyro needed to try and get themselves on top of THE for once in this 3v3. Salazar taking the lead even from Dexter, Tristan in P3 and Dexter in P2. Meanwhile, Asset trying to work with both Piranha and Eddie trying to make a head away from them, and Salazar has full stop picked. As I was praising him, Asset has also made a mistake, and now the tables have turned again in favor of THE. Tristan remains ahead of Piranha, but Eddie has made another mistake, and he's not going to be potentially to score any points. And Piranha has had a slowdown as well. Dexter will win the round in front of Tristan. Piranha in P3. 56.952 for Dexter. Piranha in P3. Asset in P4. Is there anybody else finishing? No, it seems as though we have 2 DNFs, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 2 DNFs. It will still be a point for THE, but what on earth has happened on this round? I wasn't expecting that. Next round coming up. We're seeing the usual order after the first checkpoint. 1, 2, 3 for THE, and the bottom 3. No, Dexter touching the outside and going for the pinball. He is completely out of it. He will not be able to finish the round, and so this could be a 2 versus 3 in favor of Team Zeyro if they manage to get on the ball again against Team THE. This is League 1, by the way. You're right, Insanity. League 1, by the way. So far, THE still lead the field in 1st and 2nd place. Asset trying to split Eddie from his teammate and try potentially to make it into a draw situation for this round between Team THE and Team Zeyro at the present moment, but AD still managing to remain ahead of Asset. Salazar in P4. Where is Tristan? Tristan has made a mistake and he's dropped behind Dexter, so it will still be a point for Team Zeyro, for Team THE regardless, with Asset also making a mistake just before the finish. Piranha 880, 1st and 2nd, Salazar and Asset 3rd and 4th. Dexter 5th. It will be enabling them to move on to 6-0 and match points for THE. After 3 close sub matches, it might end up being a complete stomp on this 4th and final sub match in favor of Team THE. Just one more round needed for the European outfit to get themselves ahead, to get themselves the win over Team Zeyro White. The French outfit is in desperate need of a good round and a good streak to get themselves ahead of the game and keep the dream alive. But so far, Piranha, Dexter, and Eddie 1, 2, 3, and you can see the clear split between the two teams. Right now, it might seem like the beginning of the end in the match right now for Team Zeyro as we're heading towards the next section right now. Keep outside of the poles, but Salazar having a slow exit, enabling potentially Asset to catch back up to him. Tristan able to keep up with the top 3. Maybe he's the one to potentially get himself a chance to get through, to mix it up with the THE boys, but so far THE still remaining ahead of everyone in the clan. Oh no, Eddie has made a mistake. Dexter and Piranha, however, still remaining in 1st and 2nd. Tristan in P3. Will anyone falter at the finish for Team THE? Doesn't seem like it. And it will be the GG for Team THE, who take this series 5-1 overall with 3 sub matches, 1 versus 1 over Team Zeyro, with the 2 sub matches that mattered going the way of Team THE. It is 26 rounds won versus 17 overall in this particular match. 3 points in the league goes to Team THE for that win. And unfortunately for Team Zeyro, no points gained in the Global League 1.